What's next in the village? In next week's Emmerdale, Liam accuses Ella of pretending to be pregnant to trick him when her scan shows no foetus. Elsewhere, Kim discovers Ruby's plot against her, just as Will gives into temptation with Rose, while Moira attacks Samson. Here are the 9 big moments to watch out for. 1. Ella has a health scare. Ahead of her first scan, Ella invites Mandy along and tells her she's also having a paternity test to prove Liam's the father. However, at work Ella starts having bad cramps and Vanessa encourages her to get checked out. In incredibly awkward circumstances, Liam is forced to check over pregnant Ella. 2. Liam accuses Ella. After initially refusing to allow Liam at the scan, in need of transport, Ella accepts his lift and invites him to the scan. But at the scan the sonographer can't find a foetus. Immediately Liam accuses Ella of conning him, assuming that's the reason she didn't want him at the scan, because there was never a baby. In the village, Patty comforts Liam. He can't believe she could stoop so low, but is he wrong about Ella's situation? 3. Rose makes herself at home. With the residents of Home Farm wrapped around her little finger, Rose spoils the kids with treats and sets up a bar in the house. As Kim stays at the B&B, Rose fully makes herself at home, hoping to remind Will of the good old days. 4. Will and Rose kiss. Rose receives a text from Ruby telling her she must complete her mission and sleep with Will. Everything soon plays perfectly into her hands when Will arrives home in a bad mood after being upset by Kim ignoring him. Spotting the perfect opportunity, Rose moves in for the kill and lays a kiss on Will and he reciprocates. The next day, guilty Will tells Rose it shouldn't have happened, but she continues to flirt with him, saying she'd like things to go further. But then she receives a shocking phone call from Ruby and her face falls. 5. Kim takes revenge on Caleb. Driven out of her home, Kim is desperate to find out who was behind the drink spiking. The dealer won't divulge but admits Rose is not the mastermind. Convinced she knows who the culprit is, Kim seeks revenge on Caleb. Kim admits to Lydia that she has got her own back on Caleb. Meanwhile, Caleb is quizzed by the police about the fire at his workplace and they're convinced it's arson. 6. Ruby and Kim face off. Despite her suspicions, Kim soon realizes Ruby is the real mastermind after a chat with Caleb. When she arrives at Mill Cottage, she spots Ruby has stolen her brandy. She tells her nemesis they need a little chat, and Ruby soon clocks Kim has figured out her plan. Ruby stands her ground, smugly relishing in the knowledge that Kim's marriage is being destroyed. As Ruby enjoys the thought of wrecking Kim's life, Kim returns to Home Farm knowing everything. And the next day PC Swirling arrives with the news Rose is missing, leaving Will and Kim looking shifty. 7. Kane gives Samson a pep talk. Worried Samson hasn't understood the severity of prison life ahead of his plea hearing, Sam asks Aaron to give him a wake-up call. Unbeknownst to Sam, Kane has overheard everything. Sam is horrified to stumble across Kane beating and goading Samson, but it becomes clear Kane is trying to train his nephew for prison. Certain the other inmates will destroy him, Kane helps teach Samson to fight dirty. 8. Moira attacks Samson. While Kane trains Samson, he's unaware that Moira is angrily watching on, believing her husband is having a laugh with the lad who made her son's life hell. Moira comes out from her hiding place, livid with what she sees. She calls Samson a thug and grabs him. How far will Moira go in unleashing her fury on him? 9. Laurel and Jai struggle to be civil. As best friends Laurel and Nicola catch up, Jai is fuming that his estranged wife is discussing their divorce arrangements on their wedding anniversary, which is also the day Rishi died. At work, Jai makes things difficult at work by belittling Laurel and making the atmosphere uncomfortable for everyone in the hide. Convinced Laurel is going to take him for every penny, soon their divorce is bothering the whole village.